Good morning, everybody. So, unfortunately, today is our last full day here in Tokyo, Japan. It's a little sad having to head back home. It didn't feel like the trip was long enough, but we do have a full day ahead of us still. We got a list of things that we want to try to do today. I'm not sure all of what we're going to be able to fit into one day, but we're going to try to get as much of it done as possible. Right now, we're just leaving our apartment and we're going to head somewhere to look for something to eat for breakfast. And then I think we're heading over to the area around the Shin-Okubo station, which has a lot of different Korean stores and restaurants over there. Becca is a huge K-pop fan, so we're gonna do a little bit of shopping and exploring around there. Other things that we're hoping to do today include doing a little more shopping for souvenirs to bring back home. We also want to maybe head over to a little garden here in Tokyo that has a sort of a traditional tea house. See if we can get to that. Maybe explore around Asakusa later in the evening and really just continue to explore Tokyo. So we're going to find breakfast and we'll see you in Shin-Okubo. Hey everyone, so we made it here to the area around the Shin-Okubo station. So I think this is technically still part of Shinjuku. And basically this is an area that Lisa and I found last year when we stayed in the Shinjuku Grand Bell Hotel. We had to walk this way in order to get to the hotel from the train station. And it's basically just a long stretch of streets with a lot of Korean restaurants and Korean stores. They have a lot of Korean cosmetic and K-pop stores and things like that. So we thought we'd take Becca here this time because she's a huge K-pop fan. So we're going to just sort of wander down the road, see what kind of shops and food stalls that are open, and we'll see what we get into here for a little bit. And then after that, I think we're going to find some lunch somewhere. So we'll catch you guys a little bit later. Hey everybody, so we left the Shin-Okubo station and now we had a transfer here at the Shibuya station, but Lisa and Becca were a little hungry, so we stopped by a food court that we ate at a couple days ago, and I wasn't super hungry, so I decided to take the time to just sort of stay up here at the Shibuya Crossing, which is behind me. This is probably the most famous intersection here in Tokyo because both sides of the road will close down and you can just cross the road on foot in any direction that you want. So the light's about to change here and I'm gonna go ahead and cross right through the middle. My plan is just to stay in this area, take a couple of pictures. So we're going to cross now, the lights change. As you can see, you can just walk in any direction. If you've done any research into Tokyo, you've definitely seen pictures of this area, videos of this area. It's very popular, especially with tourists like me, just because again, it's really cool just seeing all the people scramble through the crossing in order to get from one spot to another. A lot of people try to take pictures, just try to get out of the way of one right here. So yeah, I'm just gonna be staying in the area around the Shibuya Crossing here to try to get different photos from different angles. I'll probably take some at the different corners, and I'll also probably take a couple in the center of the crossing as well. And then after that, we're gonna be on our way to the Anmitsu restaurant that we ate at a couple days ago. So we'll see you guys over there. I'm still here at the Shibuya Crossing. This is something that I really like doing when I'm anywhere really in Japan, as just walking around taking pictures like this. It's a lot of fun for me. I just like the architecture that Tokyo has. A lot of the streets are extremely photogenic, especially over here in the Shibuya area. And I have to say, like, it's pretty cool because you can get different angles for depending on where you are. So for example, a lot of people will go to this Starbucks up here behind me. This is one of the areas that's still a little overhead so you can see the whole crossing, but it's really a popular tourist spot. There's a lot of people up there all the time, so it's very hard to get into. Another area that we had been in is over at the crossing from the JR station right here behind me, that little bridge right here. We've gotten pictures from up there, but the problem with that area is the windows have the little like hatches through, little crisscross pattern, so you can't really get good pictures up there. But when I was with Pack the other day, he took me to this building behind me right here. this building here, I believe. It was actually a movie theater that was on the 11th floor, and I was able to get a really good view of the Shibuya Crossing just as the sun was starting to set. Now it was a rainy day, so I couldn't get any really nice sunset pictures or anything, but thank you, Pac, for showing me that location. That'll be something to return to in the future for sure. So I'm gonna just keep taking pictures here as well, and after that we'll meet up with Lisa and Becca. Good afternoon, everybody. So after going to Shibuya at the Shibuya Crossing, we decided to head back here to Hatsune in order to get some Anmitsu. And we decided to get a little bit of a different Anmitsu than we did the first time. The first time we just had Anmitsu with the agar jelly, red bean, a couple fruits, and that was about it. But then today we decided to get something similar, but it had ice cream as well. And then after we finished that, Lisa and I both looked at each other and we had a moment of understanding, and we both decided that we each needed to get a second Anmitsu. So we ordered another one, this time with even more fruit. This one had kiwi and bananas and apricot, in addition to the normal accoutrement with Anmitsu of cherries, peaches, and mandarin oranges. And that one was even more delicious, I thought. So I really enjoy Anmitsu. It's definitely my favorite dessert, maybe even one of my favorite foods in all of Japan. So it was very delicious. We're going to just sort of wander around here for a little bit, and then I think afterwards we might do another group split. I might try to go to a bar called Gen Yamamoto if there's space available for me. And then Lisa and Becca are just going to tour around the area because Becca needs to get a couple more pictures with her Instax before we leave. So we might try to do that as well. So we'll see what we get into in just a little bit. Good afternoon, everyone. So Lisa and I split off from Becca for the first time in this trip. Becca is all on her own, doing her own thing. She's heading to Hiei Shrine. Take some pictures. Yep, that's actually somewhere we went to last time we were here, and it was very beautiful, and I definitely recommend going there. But she is going off on her own because Lisa has decided to come with me to keep an eye on Chris. Gen Yamamoto. It's supposed to be a very delicious bar. Hopefully they have space for us. Yep, Lisa said she wants to keep track of me pretty much, and because we're in love, we just wanted to hang out, even though she's not a big drinker or anything. So we're gonna go ahead inside and see if Yamamoto-san has space for us, and we'll check in with you after. All right, everybody, so we actually super lucked out with going to the bar today because we were actually the only two in the bar. The decor was awesome, and the bartender Yamamoto-san was very kind, and let me tell you, Yamamoto-san was like an expert in his craft. He had some extremely delicious cocktails. It was a really unique experience because he does a tasting course with different cocktails. Originally, I was just gonna do 4 cocktails, and then Lisa at the third one looked at me, she's like, "Are you sure you're only going to want these 4 cocktails?" He changed his mind. Yeah. So I ended up getting 6 different cocktails, and all of them were delicious. They were really, really good. What was your favorite? My favorite was there was one with peach, pineapple, and whiskey, which was really good. And wasabi. Another really good one was there was a tomato and whiskey one. The whiskey with the tomato juice was really good. And then the most unique cocktail that I had was he had one with corn and sake, I believe. Was it? Did you say sake? I think he said unfiltered sake. Corn. Yep. As you could tell, Lisa's memory is much better than mine at this point. But yeah, I think it was sake and corn, and it was good. It was definitely interesting and different because it's really savory. It tasted like Thanksgiving dinner almost, you know. But it was really good. Sounds interesting. All of the drinks though were spectacular. I highly recommend going to Gen Yamamoto or Gen Yamamoto. I'm not sure how to pronounce that correctly, but all the drinks were delicious. So we're on our way over to this area here.
Mori Gardens, where Honey Band is technically.
Right here, towards Roppongi Hills and apparently Mori Gardens. That's where Becca is right now. So we're gonna go meet up with Becca, head to Roppongi Hills and go to the top of the tower to get a good sight of all of Tokyo as the sun is just starting to set now. It should be a beautiful scene, and we'll see what we get into after that. Hello everybody. So we're here now on the top floor of the tower at Roppongi Hills. And as you can see behind me, the sun has set and we have a beautiful night view of all of Tokyo from up here. A little bit earlier, we were at the sky deck, which is basically just access to the roof of the building where you can get some really clear pictures, and we were lucky enough to watch sunset from the top of the building setting over Tokyo. It was awesome. So we're going to continue to explore up here on the top floor of Roppongi Hills because there's a Pixar exhibit here, so we're going to check that out for a little bit, and then after that we're going to find some dinner. So we'll catch you a little bit later tonight. Good evening, everybody. So we are now at our final destination for the evening. After we left Roppongi Hills, we decided to get some sushi for dinner. Then we took the train here to Asakusa, which you can see behind me. We're heading to Sensoji Temple. So after my photo walk with Pac the other day, he actually mentioned that Asakusa at night is very beautiful. He showed me a couple of really good pictures that he took there, so he highly recommended me to come here at night sometime. So we had a little bit of time this evening, so we're going to try to get some pictures of the Sensoji Temple and the pagoda as well. Try to get some pictures taken over there. Also try to use up some of our Instax film. And then after that, we're gonna head back to our apartment because it's been a pretty busy day today. We got a lot done today as our last full day here in Japan. And that's gonna be it for us tonight. I'll show a couple clips coming up of the temple here at night. And we will see you guys in the morning tomorrow before we head out back home to Atlanta. Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, which means that it is our last day here in Tokyo, Japan. We had to get up a little early to get everything packed at our apartment. Then we headed over to the Tokyo station to drop off our luggage and get our tickets for the Narita Express. But we still had a couple hours to spare, so we're here in the Hamarikyu Gardens, which is a nice little garden here in the heart of Tokyo. And we're actually on our way to try to go to a traditional style Japanese tea house to get some tea before we head off to the airport. So let's get into that. Good evening, everybody. As you can maybe tell by the background here, we are no longer in Japan. You can tell this because this is my car. I own this car. And I don't own any cars in Japan, so. We made it back home after a nice, easy 13-hour flight. And by easy, I mean it was pretty smooth, and we got a little bit of sleep here and there. But it was a long flight still, which sucked because of how long it was. So yeah, the flight was pretty long, but we made it through. We still didn't lose Becca. So that does it for our trip to Japan. What was your guys' favorite parts of the trip?
Why don't we start with yours?
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you if you're right or wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, I liked the food.
Right.
That's one of my favorite reasons to go to Japan is because the food is delicious. You can get delicious sushi for pretty affordable prices. You can get ramen, which I love ramen, and you can go any ramen restaurant, and you just won't get that over where we live here in Atlanta, at least. But it's delicious, and Mitsu is my favorite food for sure. So good. I also like just walking around to take pictures because so it's a pretty photogenic country. So especially in Tokyo, like the neon lights and everything, they're fun to take pictures of. So those are probably my two favorite things to do. What about you, Lisa?
We like the fake food.
Oh, that was fun. That was a lot more fun than I expected, actually.
Because you expected it to be no fun.
No, that's not true. I thought it would be fun.
That's true. You complained about it.
No, okay. So I did complain about it when we were booking it because I was like, they had options to do like make real sushi or do all these other things, and they're like, let's make fake food. And I was like, that sounds so random. It was awesome. It was really fun though. So I would definitely, if you're like me and you're like, that sounds really dumb.
It's not.
It's really fun. It's a very unique. It's a very unique experience too. Like it's something you're not gonna really get anywhere else. So
the fun sneaks up on you.
What about you, Becca?
That was both of ours.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think? So we've all been to Tokyo before. What did you guys think of Sapporo, though? I thought it was a lot more fun than I expected as well, because I personally like...
So basically you're saying, hey viewers, Chris has Maggie vibes.
Yeah, okay, so I personally like bigger cities and that sort of thing. I like going to bars and things like that, but Lisa likes doing more rural country sort of things, so Sapporo is sort of like a half... It's not really rural by any means, but it's definitely not as busy as Tokyo. And I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. I thought it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to do up in the north, in Hokkaido, and the food there was bomb.
You just covered my
head. What did you think, Lisa and Becca?
Food is good. Really enjoyed the soup curry.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna miss the soup curry. We bought some to try.
Yeah, we bought a mix at the airport because we had just a little bit of cash that we wanted to spend, so we didn't have to convert it back to US dollars. So we went to a gift shop in the airport, and they had a package of soup curry, so we'll try that out. Any final thoughts, Lisa? Would you go back to Japan again?
Probably. But for now, we gotta get Becca back to work.
Yeah, she has to go back to Augusta, which is still like 2 hours away, and she works tomorrow. So she's about to have a nice late night drive back home to Augusta. We have a nice 5-minute ride back to our house to go continue to pet our puppies. I don't think we have any major trips anytime soon, but me and Becca will be going to Utah and Arizona to go to some national parks. So that will be in October, and I will probably be having some day trips here and there for work. I'm sure there will be some TQM Travels carry-on for those. So thank you guys for watching this series. If you liked watching the series, be sure to give me a thumbs up and also consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm almost to 100 subscribers to get that custom TQM URL. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next travel adventure.